On the news this morning, civil society reacts as President Tinubu assigns portfolios to ministers. Residents cringe over one-way driving on 8-lane Oyigbo-Aba Express Road as military barricade lingers. Demonstration school teachers in River State renew call for reinstatement. Evaluation of buildings for demolition for Port Harcourt Ring Road project yet to be concluded. Oil mill market owner responds to traders' claims of multiple ticketing. On the foreign scene, more than 60 migrants feared dead in Atlantic. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifeemi Andrew. We begin the news this Thursday morning, August 17, 2023, with how the civic space is responding after President Bola Tinubu yesterday assigned portfolios to 45 of the 48 ministers, with former Governor of Rivers State Nyesom Wike heading the Federal Capital Territory FCT and his former Ebonyi State counterpart David Umahi heading the Works Ministry. Many took to social media to say they did not see that coming. Joining us now to discuss this is the chairman of civil society organization in River State, NFA George Will. Mr. NFA, good morning to you.
Good morning, Shemi. Good morning,
all right, quickly, just tell us, how is the civil society space reacting to this, the newly assigned portfolios to the ministers?
We must say that it is a discussion of the president to appoint ministers and equally prefer portfolios to them. That must be stressed. However, in this part of the world, there is what we call juicy ministry. Although that mark of ministries where there could be resources for the minister to play with, and of course, equally foster political muscle, by the state minister, and particularly to the former governor of Rivers State, where everyone had thought that by the role he had played for this current regime, possibly would have been made a minister for petroleum or minister of the Niger Delta, just so he can advance his political, he can advance political mileage. One would say that this is more like a political checkmate. Because for a grassroots politician like the governor, who is now more like caged in Abuja as the minister for FCT, it means that he's going to lose a local grip. And in politics, that is quite dangerous. And secondly, he may not be able to equally foster his political nest. By that I mean, I will not be able to rally around people because of the kind of office. And thirdly is the fact that he equally create a lot of political enemies for himself. Of course, being an FCT minister, and I can't say that you are going to demolish properties because of urban renewal. Of course, even the last minister of FCT saw him demolishing the property and the hatred is attached for him. So these are for us the dangers hearing. But outside that, within the discretion of Mr. President, to so appoint just this political disadvantage they placed on the former governor of Rivers State, just the only reservations for the moment.
Right, so in other words, you're saying you don't think that there's anything positive out of it, because some might even want to look at the political implication and why the president would feel someone of his personality should be there. Clearly, there has to be some sort of gain the president thinks he's going to get by having him there, as against just looking at it from a perspective of it's a political checkmate.
Like I have said, it is within Mr. President's session to so appoint, possibly the appointer, in this case, President Tinubu may have seen something that some of us may not be saying. But generally speaking, our reaction is that he may not really fit in for his personality. In our view, he may not really fit in as someone who would have been the rest of the I am very sure that if you give the Nigerians the opportunity to get, that will be the last in everybody's mind. I dare to say, including you. I think that's just.
But also, maybe perhaps. Thank you very much, Enefa George. We don't have a lot of time. Thank you for your time. Perhaps we'd also consider the fact that the state that the country is now, some of those very sensitive ministries would require a lot more intellect and professionalism. Let me put it that way. Someone who's a professional, a lot more. Well, we'll just have to see those who head those the Ministry of Power. And petroleum on Niger Delta and see how it goes. Thank you once again for your time, Mr. Enefa.
It's a pleasure.
And moving on. Announcing to State House correspondents yesterday, the special advisor to the president on media, Ajuringe Lale, named Wale Edum as Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, while the Minister of Power is Adebayo Adelabu. Defense Minister Mohammed Badaru and Minister of State Defense Bello Matawale. Others are Minister of State Health and Social Welfare Tunji Alausa, Minister of Solid Minerals Development Dele Alake, Minister of Women Affairs Uju Kennedy, Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation Beta Edu, Transportation Adeboyega Oyetola, the Minister of State, Labour and Employment in Kiruka Onyeji. He also named Mahmoud Meriga, Minister of State FCT, Tahir Momo, Minister of Education, Heineken Lokbobri, Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Ekberikbe Ekbo, Minister of State Gas Resources, Festus Kiamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, and Simon Lalong, Minister of Labour and Employment. Others are Minister of Youth Abubakar Momo, Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy Bosun Tijani, Minister of State Environment and Ecological Management Ishak Sarako, Marine and Blue Economy Bumi Tunji, Transportation Adeboyega Oyetola, Information National Orientation Mohammed Idris, Interior Saidu Al-Khali, Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kiari, Police Affairs Ibrahim Gaidam, FCT Indigene. Zephaniah Gisalo is the new Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. Mr. Engelale said the Ministry of Niger Delta was excluded as it may have been scrapped and is likely to revert to the office of the Secretary of the Government of the Federation. He added that the Minister of Environment and Ecological Development was not listed and that the slot is reserved for Kaduna State. Mr. Engelale said the new ministers will be sworn in on Monday. President Bola Tinubu assigned the Petroleum Ministry portfolio to himself. Reacting to this, the General Secretary Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Lumumba Okubawa, says there is nothing wrong with the president occupying the position of Petroleum Minister. Moving on. A member of the Rivers State Government Evaluation and Assessment Team, Imawike, says the evaluation of buildings earmarked for demolition for the construction of the Port Harcourt Ring Road will soon be concluded. Mr. Wike said this in an interview with correspondent Onyeka Chinwonsu.
I can assure you that in the Ring Road now, the essence of wealth and valuers are still in the field. I'm sure that some has finished. Some are still in the field. I'm sure that by today, tomorrow, they are going to finish the assessments. And then we'll come into the office for the evaluation proper. And I'm sure that in the next few days, we are going to turn in our report. And from there, it's now the government responsibility to decide when they want to compensate. It's only when government have released the funds to either claimants or through the consultant that the consultant will now pay to the claimants.
Mr. Wike, who is the immediate past national president of the Nigeria Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, explains how evaluation of buildings are done before compensation is paid.
You take the measurements of the structure. You apply cost per square meter. Bungalow have their rates. Detached houses have their rates. Tenement building has their rates. And these rates are being determined by quantities of yours. Even at that, the law says it is the appropriate officer that is supposed to give that rate. And the appropriate officer in Port Harcourt now is the Director of Lands or the Permanent Secretary Minister of Lands and Survey. Now, when you get that rate, you now multiply the rate by the area of that particular property. Then you now depreciate.
The estate surveyor also spoke about why the state government will only pay compensation for buildings and not land.
The land value is not included in the compensations. The law says that it is only those that has certificate of occupancy and have paid their ground rent for that year that will be refunded the ground rent they have paid for that year. Because that particular factor is removed from the valuation, there is no amount of money that will be paid that will be adequate. We have advocated that the Land Use Act should be amended so that it will be people friendly. As it is today, that is like a draconian law.
As you may know, properties along densely populated areas like St. John's, Ogbogoro, Diop, and Rumosi in Port Harcourt and Obiakpor local government areas will either be completed or partially demolished. Would either be completely or partially demolished to allow for the construction of the Port Harcourt Ring Road. Away from that, residents and road users are worried about the one-way driving still seen along the ever-busy 8-lane Oyigbo axis of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway in Rivers State. They told correspondent Emeka Otuka that they witness road crashes often on that axis because of these severe lane violations. They say motorists use the lanes abnormally due to continuous barricade of 2 sections of the road by the military.
It will be causing a lot of accidents. Serious, even there's what happened yesterday. A serious accident because of this one way. If they will remove the soldier, let every vehicle follow its normal lane. But I hope there will not be an accident again.
Because of they block this lane, they block at Yam Zone. That is what is causing the commercial driving. This one will drive this way, this one will drive this way. That's what I say. It caused plenty accident on the road.
And the people block the road. No way to turn. All this is the frustrate people. Accidents normally happen. Even yesterday accidents happen.
It's very risky.
There's many accidents that have been happening. Car that is coming, car that is going, sometimes they will not look, they will hit themselves. But if the media or the police can go and talk to those army people in charge, so they will allow us to be turning the normal routes to turn.
They, however, called on relevant authorities, especially the military, to order its personnel to remove barricades from the road and allow for proper driving.
I call on the Commissioner of Police to direct the policemen to leave the road. We are not asking them to leave entirely, but they can mount the road the way it's supposed to be, not to block the road. That this way, nobody will move this way. We must have to move the other way around. So that is what we are talking.
If they will remove the soldier, let the road be free. So people can be going inside of people and come out, let the road be free. So people will follow their normal lane. Look at this one way is not okay. You can see this vehicle now going like this is not their normal lane. Look at their lane. But because of all this blocking of the road, look at the way they are driving, and that is causing accident. If the Commissioner of Police will assist us, let the soldier go by the side, let the road be free. So people can be going inside of people and come out, let the road be free.
The Army and the Federal Road Safety Corps have yet to speak on this. Recall that some sections of the Oyigbo axis of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway have been barricaded by the military since 2020 following a riot said to have been led by IPOB members in the aftermath of the NSAS protest. Elsewhere, teachers of the Rivers State University Demonstration School have again called on the state government to reinstate and pay off their 7-year salary arrears. Recall that former Governor Nyesom Wike ordered in February 2016 that the salaries of the teachers be removed from the payroll of the university. In an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, one of the teachers said they lost 3 of their staff recently due to hardship and that life has not been easy for the rest of them. He said some of them have been evicted from their homes and their children out of school.
All we are trying to do is just to appeal to His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, to please look at these issues. We have lost lives. Teachers, as I speak with you, we've just lost 3 persons. We are due to terrible pain. Lost accommodation. You can't pay accommodation. You can't pay hospital bill. You can't even take care of our children. Our children are out of school, and we are just employed like every other staff of the university. This is 8 years counting. We can't even attend to family needs and responsibilities as head of a group.
The teachers, however, appealed to Governor Siminalayi Fubara to use his first 100 days in office to put a smile on the faces of those affected.
We have so much faith, and we believe that the government of today, maybe before his 100 days in office, will remember us. He is a civil servant, and we believe that he has our pains at heart. And we are looking up to the day that he will make that announcement to say that he has reversed these teachers back to their job, and also looking for to our readers. We are so much indebted, and when I say we are going through pain, it is an understatement. We are going through agony, serious troubles and worries, sometimes sleepless nights.
Still to come, the oil mill market owner responds to traders' claims of multiple ticketing. Stay tuned. Oil mill market in Port Harcourt has denied claims of ticket racketeering by the traders. The Community Development Committee Chairman O.C. Wonsu tells our correspondent that there is a harmonized ticket at the market sold at 4,500 naira and not the 16 tickets of 9,000 naira claimed by the traders. Mr. Wonsu said touts take advantage of traders who sell outside the main market and force multiple tickets on them. He, however, appealed to the state task force to take traders off the road.
News that is making the rounds that at oil mill market there are multiple tickets is not correct. At the market, we have a harmonized system of revenue that is being collected at the market, and if you put the total of it is about 4,500 naira. Most traders have refused to leave the road and enter inside the market to sell. All efforts that the community have made to send the traders inside the market has proved abortive. Hence, we urge and plead with the River State Task Force to please assist us chase the traders inside the market.
He also spoke about other markets that have sprung up around the oil mill market over the years and how many people confuse them as being the same.
At the Element Junction area, there are some mushroom markets that spring up because of the presence of oil mill. And then some of these traders are there. And at the end of the day, they want to subject or they want to say all the illegalities are at oil mill market. It's not correct. We have market like the seed market owned by Subas. We have the 7-Up market. We have the Binab markets. Some traders are patronizing those markets and they want to generalize the name to the oil mill market. And as such, trying to paint the community black.
Yesterday, traders at the popular weekly oil mill market in Obiakwa local government area accused the Rumokrushi Town Council of multiple ticketing. The traders told our correspondent that the price of the tickets is high considering the economic situation in the country. They called on government and other relevant authorities to look into the matter.
The community of Rumokrushi oil market, we are begging them to reduce this ticket for us. We are suffering too much about this ticket. Many of us that sell market here, we carry goods on credit. After selling, we cannot even be able to balance, and we are paying 9,000 naira.
We will be paying 9,000 naira every Wednesday, whether you sell or not. If you don't pay, they will carry our goods and fight you. We want government to intervene on our behalf. We are suffering in their hands.
How much are we making? You see us shouting 500, some 200, some 100 now. I say new boss, the ticket is too much. They should do something about it.
The intimidation is getting much. Many times, after spending all this money, you go home empty-handed. The country is too hard now. I am crying on behalf of the road traders for help.
The government of River State will help us. Let the ticket be reduced.
When our correspondent visited the weekly markets, traders showed them Traders showed that they've been asked to pay between 500 and 1,000 naira on about 16 different tickets. The total cost of tickets amounts to 9,000 naira. In another development, traders along major roads and popular junctions in Port Harcourt have been speaking about extortions they face daily. They say traders around the Rumokoro market are worst affected.
It's not the right thing for me to sell market on the road side like this. So me, I will just early this morning go and walk out about it and come back here.
Now once they come sharp, but the ones where they come now from government house they from come. Now they know they too scatter people things.
Then they come to collect money, nothing basically they say they come, this one come to collect you 200, collect you 200. How much money will come and go house?
This pay where people they pay for. Yeah, if you never sell your market finish, you go one sell and finish. But when you pay finish before then they will come now. Then when collect money go start to come pursue you again. Now the way problem there. If they don't want make people they sell, make they cook money remove the people, make they know they sell. When you come collect money finish, before you know it, you pursue them.
Recall that the River State Task Force on Street Trading and Illegal Motor Parks resumed operations in May after they stopped work following an altercation between a member of the task force and a taxi driver in Rumokoro. The task force has always denied any wrongdoing.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
More than 60 people are feared dead after a boat carrying migrants was found off Cape Verde in West Africa. 38 people, including children, were accused, with footage showing them being helped ashore, some on stretchers on the island of Sal. Also, all those on board the boat, which was at sea for over a month, are thought to have been from Senegal.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, you heard that the civil society has reacted to President Tinubu's assigning of portfolios to new ministers. Residents are cringing over the one-way driving on the 8-lane Oyigbo-Aba Express Road as military barricade has continued to linger. Demonstration school teachers in Rivers State have now renewed their call for reinstatement. The evaluation of buildings for demolition for the Port Harcourt Ring Road project is yet to be concluded. The oil mill market owner has denied that traders are being asked to pay for multiple tickets. On the foreign scene, more than 60 migrants are feared dead in the Atlantic. The news was edited by Choma Ezenwa. For cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. To reach the news team, call, send SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 721. I beg your pardon, 0808 721 7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. Good morning.